Good morning, or good afternoon, I guess. 220-pound black belt in karate overcomes and kills 130-pound teenage girl with no training. You are pathetic. You were guilty of purposely killing my daughter, a murderer. You were guilty of killing while raping my daughter, a rapist. You were guilty of conspiring to tamper with witnesses, a liar. You were guilty of conspiring to falsify evidence, a coward. Your legacy is a pathetic, cowardly, lying rapist and murderer. Or in your words, monster. Lizzie was a good person who worked to make the world a better place. When you killed her, you cemented your place on the side of evil. Your murder of Lizzie, of all the good she would have done, and now will never be, is a tragedy for everyone. Lizzie is gone. I still find that hard to comprehend. You murdered her over a year and a half ago, and every day, I wonder what you would have been doing. Lizzie was such a great person, full of energy, friendly, focused on saving her part of the world, that I don't think she understood what was happening to her as you took her life. You do not have any right to this world or to be thought of as human. I get sick to my stomach when I hear what you did. You repulsed me with your egocentric view. She said no to you twice, and for that denial you murdered her. She was your guest. Her wishes should have been respected, but your nature took over. All the goodness in Lizzie could not save her from you. The messages she left my sister and Brittany said she was going to a friend's house and will be back by midnight. It is said the devil will appear as a friend, and Lizzie did not see you for what you are. I wish that good would triumph over evil, but you are proof beyond any doubt how untrue that is. I have been approached and heard from other girls who have been victims of you in the past. The pattern of finding young girls for your own banal needs is disgusting. Lizzie was your opposite. She would rather help someone in trouble than be the cause of it. You have had training in martial arts and emergency medical response and knew exactly what you were doing. You knew that she would pass out in a few seconds and that if you kept it, she would die. And that is just what you did. When I hear about your involvement in local theater and youth karate training programs, it sends chills down my spine. In hindsight, I see those parts of your life as guises to identify future victims. I wonder what the people who you worked with think, or what the parents who entrusted their kids to the karate school and theater think now that the truth about you has been unmasked. I am thankful that Lizzie left the messages that led the investigators to your doorstep. While they did not help Lizzie, your goals and plans for those kids will be thwarted, and countless other girls and women are now safe. Our family will never be able to have a traditional funeral for Lizzie. There are so many of us that remain robbed of that part of closure. In your cowardice to get rid of evidence of what you are, you put her body in the water. The inability to put Lizzie to rest was frustrating, but this act also provided the cover for your lawyers to repeat your lies about what happened on October 9th. No autopsy evidence to counter the lies. At trial, your cowardice prevented you from actually making the lie yourself. You sat in that chair, unwilling to be a man and unable to get away with murder. Your cowardice did not stop there. You couldn't stop lashing out at anyone else who might take the blame for the things you did. any lie to shift your guilt to other people. I look back at how casually you blame the people around you and start to see how hollow you and your existence is. The lies you have told to save your own skin at my daughter's expense when she can't defend herself are despicable. On the Wednesday after your arrest, a week after this nightmare began, I had the first reporter show up at my house asking for comments about your lies. For the better part of a year and a half leading up to the trial, almost every article in the media kept on repeating those lies. The people who love Lizzie were bludgeoned with the repercussions to the trial process if we said anything, so we didn't. The press ran with what they had. Even when the indictments came out and presented the truth, they continued with your filth, and we had to live with it. And Lizzie couldn't defend herself. By the Silver Sun, by Lizzie Marriott. A gentle swan's wings beating strong, all throughout the jury long. Silky feathers, shimmer soft, holding the graceful beast aloft. But then, alas, the hunter's bow struck down the angel of new snow. The graceful white tainted by gore, the swan to fly again nevermore. The predator took in his prize with malicious golden eyes and allowed himself a short smile, the swan crying out all the while. Forward he sprang, knife in hand, touching down on the blood-soaked land, driving the blade through the angel's heart, tearing the fragile life apart. The darkness brings from us the worst, the innocent always dying first. I miss my daughter more than I could have ever imagined. I am so proud of my Lizzie. She was a wonderful, vibrant person who loved life and spent time helping others. As part of the Attorney General's preparation for the trial, they asked for some pictures of Lizzie that they could use. I sent them 11. 3 professional photos that were taken for her yearbook, 4 that had been used in various articles about the search for her, and then used concerning her death and about this trial. The last 4 are wonderful pictures that embodied her life and what she was about. The Hannahs took a great picture on her first day at UNH. All the excitement and eagerness of continuing down the professional path that she had chose years before. Finally, a wildcat. Brittany took a very moving picture of her up at Lake Winnipesaukee. They were on the dock, and Lizzie was wearing huge, gaudy red sunglasses. In one lens, you can see the reflection of Brittany taking the picture. And through the other lens, you can see the love in Lizzie's eyes as she looked at Brittany. The third picture was with my sister's family picking the Christmas tree in 2011. Lizzie all smiles and dimples, the embodiment of joy, her hands framing the Christmas tree as if saying, "Ta-da!" And then there is the last picture. The 11th picture was used as State's Exhibit number 14. In court, everyone saw a close-crop picture of her face. It shows the happiness that Lizzie embodied. I know why it's such a great picture and what made it so. Showing more of that picture allows one to see more of Lizzie, both physically and who she was. I call this Dad's Exhibit 1. May I? This is what I saw when the state displayed their exhibit. Why is Lizzie so happy? One reason is she is saving a frog. You may not be able to see the frog, but look close and you can see a frog gently cupped in her hands. The hands are covered with bits of leaves where she'd reached into a disgusting murk to save that frog. Why did it need saving? It was Mother's Day. And we take the cover off the pool on Mother's Day to start the process of adding chemicals to prepare the pool for family fun, but not so good for a frog. Saving a frog, time with Mommy, preparing for family fun, that is why she is happy and why it is such a good picture of her. A year and 5 months after that Mother's Day, you murdered her. I am sad that such a meaningful picture now includes this trial as part of its legacy. As a husband and parent, I've tried to help and guide my family as we suffered life's ups and downs, but couldn't and still can't conceive of what you have done, turning our lives upside down. She was 19 years, 3 months, and 29 days old. 2 months ago, on June 10th, she would have turned 21. One of life's many milestones that you stole. Graduation, first job, promotions, marriage, children, all the things she could have achieved and didn't get the chance. Marine biology had such a positive impact on her life. It gave her a purpose that helped her through high school and led her to study marine science at UNH. The accomplishments and joy that we would have shared at her graduation will never happen. Lizzie volunteered at the New England Aquarium and transferred from a shy girl into an advocate for our world. Her desire to educate complete strangers about hermit crabs at the aquarium, touch tank, or moon snails in Cape Cod Bay showed such potential for her when she made it to the professional world. Maybe it is selfish of me, but I had dreams of cuddling her son or daughter, my own grandchild. She had always professed a desire to stay close by, and that provided me comfort as Melissa and I grow older and need support ourselves. Not to face the fact that Lizzie will never be able to help us when we need it at the end of our lives. The anxiety and stress on the people who love Lizzie has been catastrophic. My family is still not able to have a normal life. We take the drugs that have been prescribed to help us cope with this nightmare, but we are all one comment or thought from losing our composure. We continue to see grief counselors, and while it provides me a way to express my feelings, I don't know if it will ever help me to move on. I've been told that at some time I will be able to remember my daughter fondly and with the joy that she brought to my life. For now, I am stuck in an uncontrollable grief, and I don't see a way forward from that. My family always loved going to the ocean. That place that once held joy and good memories now haunts us with what is gone. Lizzie struggling with a bucket of water half her own weight. Sand castles with towers and moats, waiting around in waist-deep water as she pointed out and described the creatures that were around us. Lizzie educating a stranger who had taken a sand dollar out of the water that it is okay to pick them up and look at them, but taking them out of the water will kill them. I asked why this case was not for capital murder, and the answer I got was it doesn't qualify for the death sentence. I read the procedure in capital murder, and I see the technicality that disqualifies you from the death sentence. But it bears stating, you meet the requirements for capital murder and get out of the death sentence because of a technicality. I'm not asking for that sentence, but I know that you are guilty of capital murder regardless of the procedural reasoning that led us here. Thief. Lizzie Marriott. Even if you break me, tear away my soul, rip from me my silver wings, and leave with what you stole, never will they bless you or help when you're afraid. Merely useless trinkets. With me they should have stayed. Take away my everything, but when all is said and done, you'll sit with your treasure, but it's me who's truly won. I do ask that the court protect more innocent victims by sentencing the defendant to spend the rest of his life in prison with no chance for parole at any time on both first-degree murder convictions. For his part in the conspiracies to avoid responsibility for his crimes by falsifying evidence and tampering with witnesses, I ask the court to sentence the defendant to consecutive 7-year terms in prison. Thank you.